Yeah, so it's fall break, and just piggybacking off of that right there with our Paul Journey, we've got two events, one yesterday, one today, and always good to see our guys come back yesterday with Andre Branch and Jarvis Jenkins here, along with Dalton Freeman and Courtney Brown. They did a really good job, kind of our NFL transition type, and then today's what we call ball to bag, and we got another great group coming in here today, so fun to see those guys and spend some time with them yesterday. But as far as where we are right now, obviously coming off a very tough weekend, difficult weekend, but at the end of the day, I'm proud of our guys. Hey, we won 14 in a row, and it's hard to do, and it didn't go our way the other night. Give Notre Dame credit again for that. Certainly very, very disappointing because we definitely missed an opportunity for sure. But proud of the guys that have been a part of this for over two seasons here to win 14 in a row. I think that's the third longest streak in the history of our school. We've had another one, 17 in a row, 29 in a row, and we've had those streaks because we've just responded, and we've always gone back to work. And so good news is we missed an opportunity, but we got another opportunity this week, and that's the good news for us. Also, we're a better team, certainly, than what we played the other night. We're 8-1, not 5-3, and every goal we have is intact. There's our goals are simple, and they're very simple, and every time we've hit all those goals, we've either won the national championship or we've had some kind of amazing year. And so there's not anything that we strive for every single year that's not attainable to this team. We've won the opener. We can win the division. We can still win this state championship. We can still win this league, and we can still win the closer. So there's not anything. There's only one thing that's off the table for us, and that's being undefeated. That ain't going to happen. But there's very few teams that are ever undefeated. There's been one in the NFL since 1972, and I think there's only been 6 in 10 years in the college football. It's hard, and we've been one of them. It's hard to do. It's hard to win every game. You want to win every game. You don't ever want to lose. But man, it's all about responding and just getting back to work. And that's what our guys did. Is a tough couple of days. Our job, when we fail in front of the world, and that's a tough thing, especially when you're dealing with young people. So it was a long Sunday and a long day yesterday. Mental Monday, get your mind right. Let's refocus. Again, with the right perspective, take ownership, learn from it, let's grow from it, and then you get back to work. That's what winners do. That's what competitors do. And again, that's why we've been so consistent and successful around here for a long time, and you respond. And I loved how our guys responded yesterday and staff on Sunday. So, again, back to work, and again, another opportunity this week and another big challenge. It's a good football team that we're getting ready to play. These guys, they're a fast, physical team. They're a veteran team on both sides of the ball. Seems like we're playing a lot of those type teams, and they've won 4 in a row, so they're really confident. It's a confident bunch. They've got 3 losses, but winning makes you forget about that, quickly. You can even look at the national scene. You got people on the national scene with some really bad losses, but people forget about those things when you win. So winning is a key thing, and these guys are very confident because they've put 4 good ones in a row together, and they're playing well. Offensively, they're balanced, they're explosive. This quarterback is special. He's a very dynamic player. I mean, he's a problem, and just a guy I got a lot of respect for. He's a great competitor. 3 really good running backs, just like last week. Very veteran offensive line, good receivers, another good tight end. But I think the balance that they have creates the explosiveness, especially with the quarterback, running the show back there. Veteran guy that obviously is, again, really, really dangerous. And then defensively, very aggressive, veteran group, second in the nation in sacks. I think they're, right there in the top 10 or so in TFLs. They're second in the nation in takeaways, or maybe lead the nation at this point. They got a bunch of turnovers that they've created. So it's a good football team, and for us, definitely have to get back on track. Number one thing for us, we got to take care of the ball. That's just first and foremost. That's the number one thing in our plan to win. And we did a really good job of that for 7 games. We had 3 turnovers in 7 games, and we've had 6 in 2. So not real complicated. You're going to struggle when you do that, and you're going to miss a lot of opportunities. So we've got to correct that first and foremost, get back on track, and then just respond in all areas. Like a good team does, and that's the expectation. Again, last time we lost a game, we went on a 14-game winning streak. And unfortunately, that ended the other night. So the goal is to try to start another one on Saturday. And it'll be a great day, 3:30 game, military appreciation, always a special time, and look forward to another opportunity. Questions?
In assessing the game and the obvious things you mentioned afterward, but just kind of looking at the film, were there some things that you saw that just further jumped out at you about some lack of execution, or just
physically got our butts kicked? It's real simple. It is. They just we did a lot of technical things wrong too, but didn't take care of the ball. They block a punt on the opening possession. On the most basic thing that you could ask, and we don't do it. And momentum, turnovers. It's hard to turn that on the road, And again, I'm proud of our guys, though. I mean, listen, we're 4-1 on the road this year. We didn't go undefeated on the road. We gave it all we had. We had a bad night, but we're 4-1 on the road, and we're 8-1 on the season. So that was a one to forget. And the good news is we know we're better than that, but we did not play well, and we didn't do much well at all. But they just played better, coached better, physically won the game. And we just didn't do what we needed to do. And a lot of missed opportunities, big missed opportunity, but that one's over. It's about this one coming forward.
You went into the Notre Dame game saying DJ is my guy, he's going to play his best game. Syracuse, it was just a hiccup. How do you frame the quarterback situation now that you have another 60 minutes of
Yeah. Well, he played his worst game against Syracuse for sure, and he played well up to that. He's played well. I mean, again, the reality is we won 14 in a row. He was starting quarterback for every single one of them, and he's 19-5 as a starter. So he had his worst game, and he did not play well at Notre Dame. He played better, but he didn't play well. But he can't punt protect, and he don't stop the run. And but I do like how he finished the game. I loved how he finished the game. I love how he competed, and that's why the team loves him, because that's who he is. And so, but he's got to play. He'd be the first one to tell you. I mean, he's got to play better, and he's got to get back on track to how he played the first 7 games. And that's just the reality of the situation. I mean. He's got to be accountable to that. He is, and watched every play with him, and he knows what he's got to do better. And doesn't play better, then you got to give somebody else a chance. That's just where we are. But this is always real time. As you move forward.
You think Cade's playing time moving forward will hinge on how DJ does, or is it something where you feel like maybe Cade needs to get more?
Yeah, we need to get Cade some more opportunity. He hasn't really had a lot of opportunity. We've put him in some, tough situations from time to time. He hadn't had, and that was a tough spot the other night. That's a tough play, a mistake he'll learn from. He's got a guy in the flat. You either throw it to the guy in the flat or you throw it away right there. But, just a young guy that'll learn. But we definitely, got a lot of confidence in him. He's a great young player, and but again, when you've won 14 in a row and you've got a guy that is your leader and has played well, and then all of a sudden he had a bad game, you you don't panic. You keep moving. And now this past week, he didn't play bad, but he didn't play well, and we need him to play well. So that's kind of where we are. So it'd be a big day on Saturday for all of us because we all need to get back. We need to coach well, and we all need to play well. It's not just DJ; it's everybody. Got to get back on track. See if we can get to 91. The only thing worse than 8-1 is 8-2. So we want to get to 91 and see if we can get back on track and be who I know we are and do some of the things that I've seen throughout the year.
You said that Monday was going to be a really big day because you just wanted to see the look in their eyes. I guess what did you see yesterday? Hurt
group, mad group, disappointed, complete ownership. Saw what I wanted to see. And it's good. And, so now it's about us as coaches helping them have the right perspective, especially at a place like Clemson. As I said yesterday, the team that just beat us, Notre Dame, they got, they lost their first 2 games. There's probably a lot of criticism, a lot of disappointment, right? A lot of, but they went back to work. And you respond, and you get better. Now they've won 6 out of 7, but they still got 3 losses. Oregon lost by 46 points. Now they talking about being in the playoff. Well, they responded, So that's what good teams do. That's what good coaches do. LSU, they lost to Florida State. We beat Florida State, at their place. That happened. They got blown out at home by Tennessee, but now they're one of the better teams in the country. LSU, right? I think that's what good teams do. That's what good staffs do. You respond, and you don't think there's some criticism at a place like LSU or Notre Dame or, absolutely. There's disappointment, but you have to have the right perspective as you go back to work. Because if you don't, then those bad moments define you. And you can't let it do that. You gotta let it develop you into what you're capable of being as a team and as an individual player. And that's what good teams do. So it hurts because we went 10 weeks without a loss. Right? There's only 4 undefeated teams, and we made it to week 10, and we had a bad day. We won 14 in a row, and so nobody wins every game, nobody, forever. So when you have a moment like that, you regroup, you make sure you got the right perspective, because if you don't, these kids today, the world can get in them and just, paralyze them because it's so much negativity and criticism and things like that, and that comes with it. So you got to help them have the right perspective as they get back to work, and continue to instill that belief, and and have some fun doing it. You can't let things steal your joy. You just can't. I think there's too many people in this profession, coaches and players, that allow that. Their joy is defined by what happens on a scoreboard, and I think that's just not a good thing. It's not healthy for anyone, and my joy is not defined by that. I love what I do. I love these guys. I love this team, and my joy is in just doing what I do, and I hurt, and they hurt, but you can't let the hurt be greater than the hope. Right? You gotta, it's a new day. You wake up. We all have challenges. We all have setbacks. We all have disappointment, right? And you go back to work. I watched Dusty Baker. I was telling Qualk last night. I watched Dusty Baker win the World Series, and how cool was that? Got 73 years old. How many disappointing moments did he have? He's probably been fired a couple times, right? And how many World Series did he coach in that he didn't win? How many playoff games did he coach in that he didn't win? How many, but why he won the World Series? Because he went back to work. Just kept going back to work. And that's what winners do. It's not that any great winner that you see, it's not that they haven't had disappointment along the way. It's just how they react to it and how they respond to it, And again, if you're made of the right stuff, it makes you better. We've had 1 undefeated team since I've been the head coach. That's it. So I just think we're at a place now where you lose a game and people lose their minds. just absolutely lose their minds, and they lose all their joy, and they hate everybody, and you need to fire everybody, and you need to get rid of every player, and it's such a negative thing that's been created with this world of social media, and it's sad. And I don't buy into that, and I don't grow weary. I grow stronger. The Bible says that. Galatians 6:9 says, "Do not grow weary from doing what is right and good, for at the appropriate time you'll reap a harvest of blessing if you don't give up." That's a big thing, and I've lived that my whole life. I don't grow weary. I grow stronger. I'm excited about having a good Tuesday practice today, and ain't nothing going to steal my joy. And I'm going to do everything I can to not let the joy be taken out of it for this football team. And if people can't get on board with that, then they're missing a lot of opportunity. If you're only going to be happy if we win the national championship, you're going to spend a lot of years down in the dumps, in the gutter. They went 35 years without winning one here. And, you're missing out on a lot of funds, all I can tell you. I know this. We're changing a lot of lives through what we do here. And, just standing here yesterday with Jarvis and Dalton and Andre Branch and Courtney, it's just confirmation for me. It was just almost like a blessing being able to spend some time with him yesterday on a day like that, and a reminder of, what it's all about. And, man, never losing perspective of that and never losing your joy in that, just we talked and had it was fun because those guys were a part of that first ACC championship team in 11. We did something hadn't been done in 20 years here, and now it's like, that's not fun anymore. And, man, we got to enjoy what we're doing. And I think it's important for me as the leader of this program and these young souls and hearts that are in front of me to make sure that we help them take ownership, that we all take ownership, but learn and grow and keep striving. Because, it's fun. It's fun. And, again, good news is it wasn't the end of our season. Sometimes you lose a game and you got to wait till next year to play. We get to play again this Saturday, and we get to play in the best venue in college football right here, and we get to do it with each other. And it's a team I love, a team that really loves each other. And there's football decisions that have to be made and things that we got to do better. But, the main thing is just not growing weary. Just keep growing stronger. And if you do that, we're going to have a lot more good days than bad days. That's for sure.
What are some of the stress points that Cunningham will do to a defense?
You name it. Just last year he had a 52-yard touchdown on a little influence zone read. He gets on that sideline, he's gone. He can rip it, down the field. He can dance around and create and extend, so you have to cover forever. So he's just, and he's fearless. The last year, 4th and 1, game could be over. He makes a throw. I still don't know how they made that. I watched it again. I still don't know how they made that play. I thought he was going to run it, and, man, he just rears back on 4th and 1 and throws it right in between two people on the sideline, and his guy makes an unbelievable play on the 2-yard line, right? He's just a fearless kid, and so just got a lot of respect for him as a competitor. Everything I know about him, he's a great, great young man, and but he's you don't want to compare him to somebody, but he's like Lamar. He can beat you in every way possible, and just when you think you got him, he's gone. So really stresses how you play the quarterback, how you rush the quarterback, because obviously he's a huge part of their run game, but yet he can absolutely, they take a lot of shots. Opened up last week, shot. They're gonna rip it. A lot of misdirection, and again, just a very balanced team. So he stresses you every way you can be stressed, sideline to sideline, goal line to goal line. He's a very, very good player.